Stainless Headers Manufacturing partners up with Gpheaders for the world's first V12 LS header build. We're on location at Quality Custom Rides in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. In this video, you will see the complete header and undercar exhaust build. From the initial design layout and general fabrication to welding and final install.
Hi, I'm Chris with Stainless Headers Manufacturing. I'm here with Kevin and Zach at Gpheaders. We're here to build a set of headers and undercar exhaust on the 67 Camaro with this LS V12. I know there's going to be some challenges, but I know we can meet the goal of getting this done by tomorrow night. Let's take a look at a few of those challenges. I see one of the biggest challenges is this A-arm. Getting up and over that with that air ride suspension, that travel is going to be pretty extensive. So you got to get all 6 tubes married up into a 6-in-1 collector pointing down in this area. What do you think about that? How are you gonna meet that challenge?
No, I agree. It's going to be a huge challenge. We're going to have to keep our first cylinder as close to the A-arm as we possibly can, but still keeping enough clearance. And each cylinder is going to have to kick up and hug it, each one as close as we possibly can.
Sure, sure. And this isn't going to be from one of your mock-ups. Of course, that mock-up process that you guys use works great. You're going to actually build this on the car. So it's going to be a cut, tack, and fit. So you know if you screw up, you're going to end up having to make parts over. So this is going to be, you're going to have to hit it the first time.
Right. And typically, with this one being no inner fenders, nothing in the way, we can build this one right on the car.
Yep.
If we had inner fenders and we were trying to reach in here and tacking, it would be out of the question, and we would go to our PVC mock-up kit.
Right on. That sounds great. Let's get started. I'm here with Mike Heim, the owner of Quality Custom Rides. This is that 67 Camaro that's getting that LS V12. Mike has owned this Camaro for close to 30 years. Tell us a little bit about that Camaro.
This is the first car I ever bought when I was 19, right out of high school. I've morphed this into many different things over the years. In 1991, I designed what we're doing right now, minus the V12, because the V12 is brand new. I never had the opportunity to put it together the way I wanted to, and now with the V12 and the help of people like Chris, we're getting to put it together the way we wanted to.
Here's what we're thinking. Collector's going to go roughly in this position here. All 6 tubes will come in from this side. There'll be 3.5-inch round tubing going down, transitioning to oval under the car. We're going to use this special little adapter we made. Machine 2 V-band flanges down, so they're very close together. We're going to tack weld or bracket it in position here so we can mount the collector permanently. And Zach and Kevin will build to this position. I'll build the undercar to this position, and then when we're done, we pull this out. This will slide down the primary just a little bit. I'll come up to meet it, and that way both of us can build to the same point at the same time. Looks like Kevin and Zach have this position for what works best for them, for getting the tubes on in here. What do you think, Zach? Is this going to work out all right for you?
Yep, it's going to be a little bit tight. We've got to get a steering shaft through here underneath the collector. We have a hood line about halfway of the bell mouse here. A little tight, should work out.
That sounds good. Got a 3.5-inch bend that's got to turn and come underneath here and go into the tunnel right underneath here. So we should have it in position. This is a little more close up of what I'm talking about, getting into that tunnel. We have to come down here, turn, get into this tunnel down here, kind of a snaky deal. Then we got to go to oval down in this area. So to get from here, I think I'm going to use this 180 bend to get in there, if it's the right radius. I also have some real tight 90s, but I think the 180 is going to work. That's where I got to go. That's where we're going to round the corner with that 3.5-inch round, transition to 4-inch oval. We have to stay in this channel all the way to the back with the muffler into a tip out.
Typically, when we build the collectors at our location, we build all of our own collectors in-house. But for this application, Stainless Headers Manufacturing furnished these 6-into-1s going into a 3.5-inch V-band. It is truly a beautiful part.
We're going to be installing one of our new oval bullet mufflers. These are great for low clearance application. This particular muffler is an 18-inch long body with 2 inches on each end, which gives it a 22-inch overall length. It's going to fit between the frame member and the body. Should fit very nicely for this application. Let's take a look and see how it looks underneath. So here's that muffler tucked up into that pocket. Look at how nice it fits up in there. Kind of a hard picture to shoot. So we're going to come off the front of that muffler with this transition. I just tacked it onto the oval to round transition to the reducer. That reducer is going to go to the 3.5-inch V-band up there.
So now that the flange is bolted into position and the collector is in its final location, we can start the header build. The flange was supplied by Mike and his crew. The primary tubes are 1 7/8 065 American-made 304 stainless steel. Because they're domestic material, they cut, fab, and weld beautifully. Notice how Kevin and Zach started with the forward outer tubes first? Typically, header fabrication starts with the most inward tube and the fabricators work out from there. This eliminates having to fabricate through the existing tubes. For this build, it was necessary to reverse the process so the air ride suspension clearance could be initially built into the header design. At this point, the driver's side header is really coming together. Each tube is marked, cut, and tacked.
Kevin and Zach come up and cut tubing. They're using a chop saw without a clamp. Been doing it this way for 35 years. Don't recommend it though. You can lose some digits if you do it incorrectly. There's a way to do it, there's a way not to do it. So all I have to say is on this video, this is not recommended, don't do this, but this is the way we do it. We freehand all our cuts. A lot of guys will try using a bandsaw, which is fine, or a cold saw. Really tough to do, saw with a clamp. How you gotta do it? Stick it in there freehanded. The key to it, the key to keeping your digits is to plant your hand. You plant it someplace other than on the bend, because if it pulls the bend, it pulls your hand in. This particular one, I'm gonna have to be a little risky because it's such a big bend. But if it's on a small bend, like this, plant your hand on the saw so if it pulls it out, it pulls the bend out. Okay. So this one I really need to cut it about 110 degrees, and it's all by eye. I'm going to turn it to about 110 degrees. I'm going to zing it right about there. Kind of a tough bend to hold because it's so big and it's so clumsy. But here we go. I'm not going to cut it all the way out because this is the part that I actually want to use. So I'm probably going to zing it through the other side and let the bad piece fall off, the piece I'm not going to use. That's about 110 degrees or so. But it doesn't have to be exact, but it's pretty darn close, and we cut tens of thousands of cuts just like this. So we've transitioned from the 4-inch oval to the 3.5-inch round. We've turned up. Here's that 110 degree bend I cut earlier. Our goal is to sneak that right in there. The issue is we're really close to the tangent of the bend. By the time I cut at the tangent, it looks like I'm a tad low, but I think it's going to fit up pretty good. We'll see how she goes.
Cutting and fitting the last few bends on the driver's side, Kevin and Zach are getting ready to start the welding process. Before Kevin started welding this primary, he first purged the tube with argon to displace any air to assure a contamination-free weld. Kevin gets ideal weld color by the use of a large gas lens and cap. Notice the convenient clamp setup. After the tubes are finished, the flanges are ready to be welded on. Now that the driver's side is well underway, it's time to get started on the passenger side header. As the passenger side header progresses, so does the oval under car exhaust on the same side. The primary tubes are trimmed and sanded to a final consistent length. Once again, this cutting technique is not recommended without a clamping configuration. From there, the header gets a final bolt up and is ready for the collector installation.
So there you have it. The build is done. Took a little less time than we thought it was going to. We knew we had some challenges in the beginning, but there were some things that made this build easier. It only took a few days. We had the right equipment, right crew. Zach, what do you think those things were that were different in this build?
Yes, the main thing, having the inner fenders and being able to access every part of this build made everything go super fast. Having the collectors prefabbed, perfectly sized for us. We got to be able to start building right when we got here.
So there you have it. We're done and we're out of here.
Here it is, only 8 weeks later at the 2016 SEMA show in Las Vegas. Mike and his crew did a fantastic job of bringing this project together and getting it to the show on time. Building your own custom headers or exhaust? See Stainless Headers Manufacturing for all of your header fabrication components. From header flanges and mandrel bends to merge collectors and oval tubing, we are your source for header fabrication components. Need a set of custom headers fabricated? Gpheaders sets the standard for high-end header fabrication. From custom fabricated headers using their PVC mock-up kit to off-the-shelf and production runs, see Gpheaders for all of your header needs.
Yikes! That felt good.